phone for the amount of time that you have paid for, and I'm going to do my best to help you. There's no reason for you to be dishonest. And what I find is that a lot of people, they call, and when I start speaking the truth, when I start telling them, when I say what I see, which is what I'm charged to do, which is what I have taken an oath to do, you guys want to lie and backpedal and sugarcoat it, but the Spirit is going to continue to tell me what it is that you need to be concerned with at this point in your life. So I want you guys to be honest. If you're not ready to be honest, then don't pick up that phone because you're wasting time.
I don't really want to bring up my lies. First of all, I got a PhD. Sometimes y'all be lying to me, and y'all be lying about some of the shit that I don't even have to throw cards on. It be like you lying. Mm-hmm. I had one client, and I'm just go ahead and say it. One client that is a groupie from Joe Budden. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it. I'm putting it out there. Mm-hmm. This client is slept with Joe Budden. Okay, upset through toe up over Joe Budden. Tell me, and I mean, I'm like, they sitting here, they asking me. My ex, are they dating this celebrity? I'm like, okay, whatever, cool. I'm going along with the reading. We 45 minutes into it. This person says, I mean, are they still like stalking me? And I'm like, Joe Budden? Stalking you? Probably. I'm thinking this in my head. Common sense, probably. But when they said to me, they said, I said, this person's not going to leave you alone. I'm pretending I don't know who it is. And then they say, well, should I go to the FBI about this? And I said, I'm not going to pull no more. But what are we doing a reading on? What has happened to you that you need to get the Federal Bureau of Investigation involved in this matter? I spent the last 12 minutes reading the client, not with cards though. Mm-hmm. That didn't require no...
Yeah, you guys have to be honest if you want help.
The other thing is what real quick before the line, what comes with this that I don't want to be attached to. I'm not your friend.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And because I'm not your friend, I'm not trying to read between the lines. That really honestly and truthfully, you're trying to figure out how to extort Joe Budden to get some money back that he promised you, which I saw in the cards. But you're sitting here saying that I let this person borrow some money. That I did see.
Let me say this, and I mean this, so take me very seriously. Do not waste my time and don't waste my ancestors' time with lies. That is an insult. Mm-hmm. You don't know who walks with me. Mm-hmm. You don't know who walks with her. Yeah. And you damn sure don't know who walks with him. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, when you insult me, you insult my ancestors and who walk with me.
Mm-hmm. And they don't understand, people don't understand what it takes, the relationships that we have to maintain in the spirit world to even be able to do this work. You know, it's very energetically draining. You know, we make prayer, we make offering, we have to be woken up at 2:00 in the middle of the night. You know, we have to go through periods of isolation and just, you know, and I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to give you guys a glimpse into the life of a priest or a priestess. And so we do all of that so that we are able to provide you with answers and solutions. And then you come to us and you don't want to be honest. You don't really want the help. You know, you don't really want the solutions because you want to preserve this image. I don't know who you are. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm answering the call. I'm answering the call. I'm picking up the phone. What is it that you need me to do? Mm-hmm. You know, if you don't know what you need me to do, let me throw these bones. Let me turn these cards. Mm-hmm. Let me figure out what you're going through, and let me tell you what it is that you need. Mm-hmm. You know, you agree to do it, and then your life is better. I fulfilled my mission. Let me go make a pot of rice for my man. You know, that's the life that I live, you know. But when you want to get on the phone and you don't want me to know certain things because you think I'm going to judge you, or because you're not even comfortable enough with your truth to speak it out loud or to acknowledge it when you hear it, that's a problem. And we have even more work to do. You know, we have even more work to do. So don't pay me for a reading when you're not ready to address what's going to come out of that reading. Pay me for a counseling session. Pay me for an ancestral life path reading so we can get you to a place where you're even ready to hear or ready to deal with what your truth is.
Right.
You know? And I'm saying that literally from a place of love because I care about you guys. And like I get off the phone sometimes and I'm just so sad because I'm just like, you know, this girl really doesn't know who she is. You know, she doesn't even acknowledge what she's going through. She doesn't realize that she's actually being abused. I can't tell you how many times I've said to clients, you know, I'm seeing that you're being abused. I'm seeing your ancestors are concerned with abuse. And they'll say, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what that's referring to because I'm not, you know, I'm not in a, I don't know. That doesn't resonate with me.
See, and somebody just said, what if you're not lying, but some things that the spirit is saying is not accurate? I say that with
that's
a total.
Not true.
That's not true.
It can't happen.
It can't. But this is what I would have to say. Like I had this happen today with a client. A client was saying they were like, you know, I'm in love with one girl, and you're telling me that I'm distracted by all these girls, and that's why I can't make any money. And I'm like, yes, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm in love with one girl. That's all. Every girl, the reason that you are 38 years old and you don't have money to your name is because it's not because of this girl. It's every girl that you've ever dealt with distracted you from completing some project to make sure that your 30s was better than your 20s.
Yeah.
So maybe you had misinterpreted the message. Maybe you're brain dead. Maybe you're just so dead on the inside from the abuse or from the oppression that you can't seem to comprehend but you know something, a lot of the times, and that's spiritual abuse in whatever form, is usually the reason that people feel like the message isn't accurate. An abused person doesn't know that they're abused until you educate them on what the abuse looks like.
Yeah. You know, a lot of psychologists say that when they have their client, you know, they always say, I didn't think my past was that bad. Is that not me? You know what I'm saying? And it's part of it. You don't, sometimes people honestly don't know, but you're in denial. I call it the river. You're in denial and you need to dry off. Spirit is very smart. Spirit can see what we cannot see. Yeah. And so when we tell you something, we're not just, I don't have a reason to lie to you.
Yeah.
You're paying me for this service. I'm going to give you the truth. And I'm going to tell you what I see. And, you know, you'll have clients that come to you months later and like, you know, you told me my husband was cheating on me and I didn't believe you, girl. I talked mad stuff about you. But, girl, I looked at his phone and he was talking to da-da-da-da. And I just was like, oh,
that's
shocker.
One thing I want to insert here is that this work is not easy, you guys. This is a lifetime pursuit. And when I say this work, I don't even mean the work that we do. I mean the work that you have to do. The work that we have to do as individuals to evolve and to expand. It's not easy. If you've ever watched an episode of Iyanla Fix My Life, or even Dr. fucking Phil, right?
Where people are in denial.
And they don't want to address the ugliness that is their life. You know, and I'm not here standing on a pedestal. You know, I'm a person too. I've gone through things. I've had to deal with things, and I'm currently dealing with things. My quest is to grow and to evolve and ultimately ascend.
Right.
The difference between you and me is that I realize that my shit's fucked up and that I have work to do and I have measures in place to mitigate that. I pray. I pray diligently. I pray daily. I pray 8 times a day. Literally. You know what I mean?
She does.
And I have people,
she does. We can vouch. We know she does.
I pray. And I have people around me who check me on my shit. I have professionals that I lean on that can do readings for me, that can give me work when I need it. I have a Baba that I study under, and I have a tradition that I'm connected to because I realize that I came here to do this work. That's the only reason that I'm here, is to make myself light and airy enough so that I can rejoin the all, so that my heart can be weighed against the feather and prevail. You know what I mean? And that's what you guys have to understand. No, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. Yours may be maybe uglier in some parts than mine, but they're both equally funky. You know what I mean?
High Priestess Funky.
High Priestess Funky.
High Priestess Funky.
Yes.
So a client comes to you and they say they're looking for a mentor. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is that?
A 1.
A 0.
Yeah. Because that's giving away the responsibility first of all. And to me, that even though I happily mentor people, I have a mentorship program beginning September 7th. Go to blackspectrumnetwork.com to find out more about it. I believe in mentorship. I think that it's necessary, but I find that people feel like that is a crutch for people. I think that it is a way to avoid doing a lot of work on your own. I think that you're not actually ready for mentorship until you are capable of mentoring another person. You know, your mentor should be steps and steps above you, which means that you should have already started your climb on the ladder. You know, you can't be laying face down in the fucking dirt talking about I need a mentor. You need your ancestors, number one, before you come to me and say that you need a mentor. And also, I want to speak about this a little bit because I think people don't think we have lives. You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
I think people.
I want to say something about that too.
Let me just say this: we have lives. We have children. Not Nick though. He's not gay no more though. We'll get some children soon, right? Soon, right? Okay. But we have lives. I have a husband. I have 2 little kids running around. And the last thing I want to do, well, I won't say the last thing if it's free. I don't want to be on the phone with you trying to get you to grow and pour into you, because what are you pouring into me? You know what I'm saying? It has to be a fair exchange.
Absolutely.
It has to be a fair exchange. So when you ask us, hey, do you do a mentorship program? Both of them do. Right now, I'm in school. You know, I'm being a mom, I'm being a wife. And so when you ask me to be, I literally don't have the time. That takes time. You need to understand what these two are sacrificing to mentor to you. What I will be sacrificing when I'm ready to start my classes and have the time to do it. This is very time consuming. It's very draining. And we have to repeat ourselves over and over again. And it's the lack of work on your part. What are you doing to wake yourself up? What are you doing to be connected to your ancestors? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Your station.
Exactly. What are you doing? Okay, now you can go. Next time.
And I was just going to say that I have a fucking life.
A whole life.
First things first, I had to readjust my calendar because a bitch was booked for the next 3 weeks. So I can't believe how far we've come.
Okay.
But I do have a life. And my life is not... Okay, I want to address something. So when I get on the phone, I'm usually like, I get right into it. And I'm trying to get off the phone with you. And people are typically saying to me, like, they'll have a bad experience with me. They'll be like, oh, you were a little bit dry with me, or you did something wrong. Are you too busy? Are you doing too much? No, motherfucker, I'm not doing too much. I'm balanced as hell. I'm really, really balanced. Bitch, I'm so balanced, I could be a Libra.
Come on, Libra scale.
Okay. But she's going to make sure that I get a little dick every now and then. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
She's not going to... But I'm not gay anymore.
You're not gay.
But I was never getting dick even when I was gay. The point being is that before I was gay, and before I was straight... And now that I'm straight, both of them have made sure that I live a very balanced life and I don't overly give to my clients. I know that you all feel and that's the thing when it comes to mentorship. Mentorship is definitely a 1. I don't like to mentor people, but I'm damn good at it.
You are.
That being said, I offer a mentorship program. You can go on the website and subscribe, sign up for it. The fall mentorship program. The summer students will give you their reviews. They've learned a fucking lot. Check out Live with Leah show. Make sure that you all go to her channel. She has taken my mentorship program. She shouted me out. I appreciate that. Subscribe to her channel, and she's going to tell you that the mentorship program has helped to accelerate her learning and help to strengthen the power of her readings, not because of anything that I've done, but because I've supervised the process. There's training versus teaching. I didn't teach her shit. You have to be trained, and which is why you say you can't mentor anybody. You can't mentor anybody unless you have a mentor, and you're not ready for a mentor unless you can mentor someone. Right. It will all happen at the right time. Both of those things, finding the mentor and then finding the students that you need to mentor, both of those things should happen around about the same time. Mm-hmm. When you're ready, the ancestors that you're walking with will decide that for you. But bringing it back to me on a personal note with my straight ass, I just want to let you all know I'm not your friend. I do have a balanced life. I am a very, very busy man. I will only get busier. And I just don't want to be your friend. I don't really even want to be a mentor. And these are the reasons I don't want to be a mentor is because you're a child. You become like a child. Mm-hmm. I remember my quote unquote, I don't even want to use the term mentor. They specifically said, I kind of sort of feel responsible for you because I brought you into this. Mm-hmm. I introduced you to it and we worked together. Mm-hmm. This person saw me as an independent practitioner. Mm-hmm. My godfather even told me, he was like, when I was down in Haiti, he was like, I'm initiating you. There will be some things that I teach you, but Ron's going to teach you everything else that you need to know. You're not like the rest of my students. A lot of people want that one-on-one mentorship, but he literally allows these people to stay in his house. Mm-hmm. They live with him. Mm-hmm. They cook him food. Mm-hmm. They make sure that he has his water. They drive him around. They literally are his assistants because that's the type of mentorship that you all are not prepared for. You ain't ready to wipe my ass.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't ready to cook for me because I want my shit specifically. You ain't ready. I want wine at a certain point in time. I don't even eat home-cooked meals. I want you to go to Chef Rob's every day for me between 11 and 4 because the food is half off. And if you're not willing to do that for me, to sustain me in that way so that I can teach you, you're going to have to pay for that mentorship program.
Yes.
And also understanding that is how society is structured in our traditional African cultures, right? Mm-hmm. People literally give their children to the shaman. They give their children to the babalawos. They give their children to the priesthood to raise them up because that's the level of commitment that's required. Like that child is gonna, at the age of 6, be living in the Ile, sleeping, studying every day, washing clothes, doing chores in exchange for a lifetime's worth of knowledge. And in Ifa, the average time of study is 20 years. 20 years. So from the age of 6 to about 25 or 26 years old, your life is dedicated to the study of Ifa. That's very difficult for us to duplicate under the system of white supremacy that we're all subject to in the diaspora. But the closest that we can get to that, I won't even say the closest that we can get to that. I'll just say the baby steps to that would be for you to have a foundational knowledge, which would include knowing basic concepts about African spirituality, understanding that you have ancestors and that you need to work with them, respecting the time of those you intend to study with and under, and being honest and open, and also being prepared to make an energetic exchange, money for knowledge, so on and so forth.
Sorry, I was taking a selfie, but I was listening to you. To wrap that point up, so just you all can understand why someone would be reluctant to provide someone with mentorship. I'm going to relate this to my experiences in my doctorate program. That the doctorate program works like this: you take classes because there's foundational knowledge that everybody's supposed to know. That's the religious aspect of it. Mm-hmm. That you are then required to do a master's thesis, which means you do independent research that's supervised, not taught to you by an advisor, but supervised. It's a difference. Then after that, you're going to go through comprehensive exams and qualifying exams that will qualify you to be an expert in a particular area of study. Meaning that, for example, I specialize in hexes and curses, but I have a general knowledge of African spirituality, Haitian Vodou. After that, you're then required to be supervised by many more people who are experts in that particular field and complete a project that is a project that is 3 times as difficult, because your master's thesis may be 1 chapter, but your dissertation has 5, but it must be at least 3 times as difficult. And you must complete this task on your own. And then you are then qualified to be a professional. That being said, when you think about the things that you do to pay, your program should be free if you're doing it the right way, like me. If your program is free and you ain't never paid a dime for education, hit the skull emoji. But that being said, $750,000 is sitting right here. But the point being that you need to be mindful that there's an exchange that comes with it. I had to teach class. I was 23 teaching classes that the other professors didn't want to teach. Right. Okay. I was grading papers that the professors didn't want to grade. That literally taught me how to be a professor. It did not teach me how to teach. It taught me how to do research. So when you're thinking about coming into this, we're not going to teach you how to pray. We're going to give you the framework, the instructions. Some of this will be, that's the ancestral life path reading. We can't do the work for you. But the exhaustive or disappointing element of mentorship comes when the student doesn't do the work, and then they want to hold you responsible for what doesn't happen in their life, or they have a crisis and they feel like you're a parent rather than a supervisor to them. Yes, you're supposed to pick up some of my slack. You're supposed to. Yes, you're supposed to be cooking me meals. In order for you to shadow me in exchange? This is millions of dollars worth of information that you're getting.
Millions.
For free. Now, that being said, sign up for our mentorship programs. So the final thing is, I want to ask you all some questions. Okay. Who is your favorite entity to work with? Say it again.
The ancestors. If you do hoodoo like me, or you want to do hoodoo, all you need is your ancestors. No shade at all. All praises to Haitian, Vodou, and Ifa. But working with the ancestors doesn't cost anything. Except an ancestor altar. We'll get into that later.
You all know. Hit the skull emoji if y'all know who my favorite entity to work with is.
Come on.
The great good Lord, Maron Samedi.
All right.
I'm going to say first and foremost, Ifa. I work with Ifa every day.
And Jesus. White Jesus said that. She put them both together.
Drop it low.
Drop it low for Jesus.
Yes, drop it low for Jesus.
I work with Ifa every day. So that's Ifa is my go-to, my source, But I like Ogun and Osun a lot.
I know you do.
Yeah. Ogun and Osun.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, those my folks. Those are my folks. Yeah.
What I like about Baron is that I think I was telling Pisha this, or it was Osun. I was like, me and my spirits are never on the same page. We've never been on the same page. We're all like, I'm usually I'm thrust into what they want me to do, or I fall into what they want me to do. It's one of the two. We're not really on the same, but I like Baron a lot. Like, he's definitely professional and the backbone. Is. Like, I like him a lot.
I used to feel like that a lot with Ogun. Like, I used to feel like it was like this push-pull, and he was always
remember he said, give me my chicken or else.
Fighting with me and trying to push me, but that was part of the growth and the balance,
I remember when you first worked, that's what I'm saying. I remember when you first worked with him, you were like, Quinn, I did a reading, and Ogun was like, give me my goat or else, like, and you're like, it's just so, I've worked with those Shun, and it's just, Quinn, like, what, it's just so manly, but she was spiritually turned on. She was aroused in a spiritual way. She was like, I like this, like, he's roughing me up, like throwing me against the wall, telling me, give me my offering,
Yeah, my ancestors literally had me cooking like somebody's grandma, probably my grandma. Rest in peace, grandma, I love you. Because they wanted some soul food. I had did some spiritual work, and I was giving them fruits and, just the healthy thing. They was like, baby, we want some turkey necks, we want some cabbage, we want some homemade mac and cheese and some cornbread. And I was in the kitchen, y'all, and then it hit me. I was like, oh, these are my ancestors. That's why I'm cooking this. I wouldn't cook this normally. I think it was like a Tuesday. Turn it up on a Tuesday. Okay, it was a Tuesday. My family ate good, but before they ate, my ancestors ate. I made sure that my ancestors will let me know when somebody's lying to me. When I'm so sensitive to energy now. I can tell when a business doesn't appreciate me or doesn't value me as a customer. I can just walk into a space and just know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and there's been some times where I just walked into a restaurant and I walked right the hell out because my ancestors told me to, and I'm pretty sure they didn't save me from some really, you know, nasty things. So, not to say that you cannot work with the Orishas or the Loa, but my ancestors have came through. They have literally changed my life along with Black Spectrum Network. And my ancestors are my absolute favorite.
I mean, I love the ancestors too.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not? I love my ancestors too. But you know, you're forming relationships.
Yes.
You know, love affairs even.
Yeah.
You know? And so you will have energies that just do it for you. You know? And you know that you're doing it right when you have a particular source that you just can't wait to tap into.
Yeah.
You know, when you feel like, okay, this is, you know, she gonna get it done for me, or he's gonna do it for me, or this is where I go for whatever thing it is. And that's what I encourage you guys, those of you that have had readings from me, and have had work done, by me or with me, you know that I encourage relationships with the Orisha. That's really our first step. I can't go any further with you than that until you know what your source is, until you know who it is that's walking with you, that you are tapping into, who's got your back, who is filling in the gaps for you. You know, so I think it's very important to have a favorite, you know, to know where to go and who to ask. You got to.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Well, I mean, I wanted to ask y'all this one last question because we got to wrap the show up. We're almost out of time. What's your favorite herb in candle color and why? Just one herb, one candle color. Why?
My favorite herb is Angelica root.
Not fair, Dava. Not fair. Not fair.
My favorite herb is Angelica root. It does a lot. It smells good. It is medicinal. It's highly spiritual. It's easy to find. I love it. My favorite candle color is white.
Why?
It does everything I need it to do.
Watch our white candle magic video.
Yes.
They do everything.
Very good. Very, very good video. My favorite herb as of right now has to be lavender. Lavender helps with anxiety. You can lace your funny grass with lavender. It will help you with anxiety. Okay. You can put it in your bath. It smells really nice. It's just a really pleasant herb to have to, you know, induce calmness. Maybe you have chaos going on. Lavender will change the whole game. I love lavender. My favorite candle would be white. Because you can use it for almost anything. Anything. Even if I wanted, you know, passion in the bedroom and I don't have a red candle, well, guess what? This white candle gonna do the same thing. Give me a few roses and all that. Yeah, roses are good too. But I'm gonna stick with lavender. Next, though.
Peppermint. I like peppermint because of the pepper and the mint. And we know both properties, you know, spicing shit up, speeding things up. So whatever I use peppermint for is just like my go-to herb. And plus, smells great. I spray it in my hair. I like to use peppermint for my anointing oil when I'm like getting these dreads fresh. Put some like peppermint. You know what to do. Stimulate all my thoughts, and then I feel the peppermint tingling on my skin. When I spray it. Favorite candle color black because I'll fuck you up with it with that peppermint. Whatever I want to do, and it's sweet.
Everybody,
it sweetens up any negative situation. It makes it just that much more delicious. I be licking my teeth.
Everybody is one candle away from being fucked up
with a black candle. wait till y'all check out Black Candle Magic parts 1, 2, and 3.
Oh God,
you gonna do that with me? Black Candle Magic.
It all day.
Yes.
All right. Well, with that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of Sophisticated Sunday. We just reviewed several of you all's frequently asked questions, things that we often get. Make sure that you purchase an ancestral life path reading from any of us if you're interested in working with your ancestors. An astrology reading with me if you're interested in astrology. We all three of us provide spiritual work. So if you want us to provide spiritual work for your situations, please contact us. If one of us can't do it, we will do a cross-reference and tell you, here's who you should go to. In addition to that, make sure that you look out for my fall mentorship program, her fall mentorship program. Both are posted on the website. It is going to be virtual, and it's going to be virtual in the sense that we offer online courses, and we're going to be able to talk to you one-on-one by providing you all with that mentorship. With that being said, I leave you all with these words of wisdom from the rapper Dreezy. Gave mercy to these hoes. What would Jesus do? I'm your reader, Nangzo, and remember, the truth is always collaborative. Bye.
Bye.
So fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. 'Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the skyline.